All right, again, I welcome you. My name is Coach Chip Fleming. I'm the athletic director here at the school level. Little introduction to the Hall of Fame. I guess it was, Adam, how long ago was that? 5 years? 5 years ago. It all runs together. Time runs together. Of course, all you guys probably know that as you get older, time does run together and you forget how long ago things were. Coach Hightower and I were sitting together and we were just talking Hall of Fame stuff, and we always were kind of junkies, I guess you could say. Are we sport junkies? Yeah. Considered sport junkies? And we just talked a lot of old stuff and a lot of old school stuff, and of course Hall of Fame. And you walk around here and you look, and you really didn't see anything. You kind of see, region champion stuff, signs, and that's some things I want to change with that. But you see things up, but you really didn't see people, and that was a kind of a void. When you walk through East Lawrence High School, it was a big void of people. And that kind of bothered me. And I think it bothered him too. And that was something, as he was on his way out and I was on my way in, and just the vision of seeing a Hall of Fame in the absence of one was something that kind of sat there. And the opportunity to start one is not necessarily an easy task. And where you start with that and where you go from it. And it's always something you're going to start small and take baby steps and build. So starting one, this would be the second time I've done this. You learn a lot along the way and how to do that. Of course, the first thing we did, we got a committee together. Most of them are up here at the table with me. Just different representatives, different forms of people, with different ties to the community, different ties to the school. I've been being here 5 years. Did I know everything about East Lawrence community? No. Do I know everybody that went to school here? No. The only way I can find that out is if I ask. Get people that have been around a while, and you got to dig, and that's a lot of things. Even if you go out here, whenever you get a chance, you go out here and step, and you can see back over here on the other side of the gym lobby, you can see the Hall of Fame area that we built, and you can see the old mascots. If you look on our Facebook page for the Athletic Hall of Fame, you can see those mascots above the trophy cases. We actually went back, and believe it or not, that was a task that took weeks. Actually, probably longer than that, of trying to find out what were the mascots, what were the colors, what was it? And it was, and you're talking about pulling people, everybody that we could find, and pulling information. It was a tough task. And then when it came time to get names together, who should go in, who are people, who's done this, who's done that. And I'll be honest with you guys, how long was our list to begin with? It was long. I think the things that we looked at was impactful names, I think, on this first class. Who made some large impacts? Who was it? And the names that people recognize and know that they made an impact here. And the thing for me, being a current coach here, when a player walks down a hall, right now they walk down that hall daily and they see an empty Hall of Fame. That does make an impact because who's there? They don't know. If you walk by and you see somebody's picture, they're going to see your guy's picture here pretty soon, right? And they see this information. Well, now they can put themselves in your shoes. It's a whole different ballgame. Now they can see someone from East Lawrence that went and did what? Oh, they made from here, they went to Clemson. They made from here, they went to NC State. They made from here, they went to here. They went to there. They were able to do this. They got drafted. They did this. They did that. Right now, they can't say that. Do they know that? I don't know. If they can't see that on a daily basis and have the opportunity to walk by that and witness that and make an impact just by seeing a plaque. I know in my high school, I could walk by and I saw those plaques. As a kid, where my dad coached, different places, I saw those plaques. I could see these people. You're like, wow, man, look at that guy. He played in the NFL. Look at that guy. He did this. Look at that guy. Then what do kids do? That could be me. What do our East Lawrence students do right now? They don't have anybody to look up to in there. Nobody. That's what we're trying to change. That's the purpose of this. That's why you're here. That's why we want you here. And that's our whole purpose of why we're here and what we're doing. You know, that's why you're important. And that's why you're important enough that we want you to come back. You're now the first class. You're it. You're here. All right? It's your opportunity. Your opportunity to be a legacy. You're going to hear that a lot. All right?
Coach Elizabeth Womble is our first Hall of Fame inductee. Ms. Womble taught at East Lawrence High School from 1969 to 2007. During her tenure, Ms. Womble coached softball, tennis, basketball, and even cheerleading. In the mid-1970s, Ms. Womble established and built a tennis program, and I was one of the first tennis players. That was in 1974. Her girls' teams had 120 wins and 84 losses. Those teams had numerous appearances in the region playoffs. In 1996, the girls' team earned the region championship title and advanced to the Elite Eight. Ms. Womble was named Region Coach of the Year in 1996. Her boys' teams had 57 wins and 121 losses. She not only started the tennis programs at East Lawrence, but also the softball program. The East Lawrence High School softball program was organized and developed in the early 1980s. Her slow pitch teams had 148 wins and 129 losses and played in numerous region playoffs. In 1995, the East Lawrence Falcons advanced to the Elite Eight. Once the Falcons became part of the fast pitch world, Coach Womble's teams had 21 wins and 40 losses. Her total wins of all softball seasons is 169 wins and 169 losses. Ms. Womble is not able to be with us today. We want to thank her and the organization for the promotion of women's athletics at East Lawrence High School.
How y'all doing this afternoon? All right, my name is Christopher Burleigh. I got the honor of speaking of Coach Jimmy Williams. I'm honored to have this opportunity to stand before you to speak about a great man who has played a part in many people's lives. He's been a great friend, a great father figure, and a great leader to many. Coach Jimmy Williams was the head coach of East Lawrence boys basketball for 18 years. During his tenure, he had 15 state playoff appearances, 3 state runner-ups, and 367 total wins. His team was named the 2005 Region Champions, and he was the 2005 Region Coach of the Year. Coach Williams was also a girls track coach for 18 years. His team placed 3rd in state in 2018, 4th in state in 2017. He has coached 7 individual state champions at East Lawrence High School. In 2003, his team was named Region Champions, and he was the Region Coach of the Year that year also for track. Coach Williams was also an assistant coach for football for 15 years. Coach Williams spent 4 years in the United States Marines, 3 years on the All-Marine basketball team, and earned a scholarship to the University of North Georgia. While at the University of North Georgia, he was named the 3-time MVP Player of the Year, and he still holds the scoring and rebounding record. He averaged 20 points and 12.5 rebounds per game. Coach Williams attended Cambridge College and earned his master's degree and specialist in education leadership. He served as an assistant principal for East Lawrence High School for 16 years. Currently, Coach Williams is the assistant principal for Montgomery County High School and the head basketball coach for the boys. This is his 2nd year as a head coach for the boys at Montgomery, and they earned their way to the playoffs last season. This is a great man with great pride and respect for East Lawrence Falcons. He exemplifies hard work, dedication, and integrity. At this time, would all friends and family of Coach Williams please stand while Coach Williams comes forward.
I'm not going to raise it up, but I promise you I won't be long. I just want to thank the committee that nominated me on this thing. I thought people from East Lawrence deserve more better, but you know, Coach Fleming said that we are impactful people, and that's what I came here to try to do and try to be an impactful person upon the students here at East Lawrence and the community, not just working with the student, but working with the community and bringing us together as a community. When I got here, they said we never made the state playoff, and I know when your team start doing well, it brings the community together. Yeah. And it did, and I saw the community. When we first got here, you see maybe 100 people in the stands, and to the point that we were selling out and people couldn't even get into the gym. So I thought that was very impactful, and the players like the Leon Coswell, who's here, Chris Burleigh, who helped start this program, to build it. And it started with those guys when I first got here. And I always tell people, be easy on coaches, let coach work their program. I first got here, I was not a winning coach either. I went 4-44 my first 2 years and didn't see a playoff, didn't know what a playoff was. But with people like Chris Burleigh and Leon Coswell who wanted to help build this program, they stuck with me instead of saying, well, I'm gonna transfer off to Dublin or West Lawn or to some other school. They stuck with this program and built it up. And that's what we need to keep here at East Lawn. Sometimes things not gonna go your way, but if you continue to keep building, then it will grow and it will become successful. So thanks again for you all for allowing me to come here and give me this and nominating me for this award, and I will always cherish this moment. Thank you.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op offers a full range of communication products and services to its members in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. We take pride in being your total communications provider, and we work hard to provide quality services at the best prices. In addition to offering phone service, we provide high-speed internet and digital high-def TV. And we always strive to put our members first. Progressive Rural, your total communications company. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. ProgressiveTel.com. Call 478-984-4201 or stop by 890 Simpson Avenue in Renss. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op.
It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Vonce Burke. He was team captain for our 1991 region champion football team, advanced in playoffs and finished the season at 7-3. In the regular season, he was awarded the Outstanding Receiver Award that year. Vonce also led it in baseball, where he was a team captain and starting shortstop for our baseball team. And he also had 2 home runs his senior year, which was pretty impressive for a shortstop during that time period of baseball. He was also the closing pitcher for our baseball team during that season. The team was sub-region champions in baseball his senior year as well. Vonce also was a track team captain, where he was a region champion in the 100-meter dash in 1989 and 1990, and he set the school record at the time for that event. But Mr. Burke is best known for his wrestling accolades, where he was a 2-time state champion for our wrestling program. His junior year, he beat a 2-time state champion to advance to the finals, where he won his first title. In his senior year, he won his weight class, pinning his opponent in 33 seconds in the finals, which is quite a feat. Vonce went on to sign a scholarship at North Carolina State University. He is also East Lawrence first and only 2-time state champion wrestler. Mr. Burke is now a professional stock market options trader. At this time, Mr. Burke, if you would come on up.
First of all, I want to say I just like the direction in which we're going with this program. I like the energy from the coaches, and what you guys are doing, it inspires me. And I'm just thankful to see where we're going. We've been at the bottom for so long, and just to recognize, not just me, but just to recognize the people, because I'm going to tell you who motivated me when I was in school. It was Sheldon. Sheldon was my guy, and I never told him, but he was such a dominant force, and he was really humble. And to walk down the hall and see the family that the basketball team was what I aspired to create for my own. So it doesn't matter what sport it is, as long as you find that one that motivates you. Gerald Smith, he got third in state. And Coach used to talk about him. And there was some guys from West Lawrence, and I was just like, man, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. And I've used that same concept through life. When I made my first $100,000, I was like, you know, if I can do this, then I can make it in 6 months. And I just have learned that you can use anyone to inspire you to be great. And I just want to say thank you to Sheldon, because you was the first one that I saw at East Lawrence that I would say is the man. And to this day, brother, you still the man to me. That's right. Thank you, guys.
Travis Anderson is part of this committee, and he was unable to be here today. But I also put together all of this by reading all of your bios and everything. And I will say that, Sheldon, you are very humble about yourself. When I read everything, you really talked about your coach more than you did yourself. And I'm fixing to induct you now. The next Hall of Fame inductee is Sheldon O'Neill. Sheldon played basketball for the East Lawrence Falcons for 4 years. Sheldon earned various Most Valuable Player awards from East Lawrence and tournaments that the team entered throughout his high school career. He was voted to an all-star team his senior year. And probably knowing Danny McCoy back then, it was probably the Georgia Athletic Coaches Association all-star team, which is somewhat elite. He fondly remembers Coach Danny McCoy, who went out of his way to help Sheldon in so many ways. He says that Coach McCoy was not only a great coach, but an awesome mentor to his life and helping him with his life choices. After graduating, Sheldon was offered and accepted a 4-year Division I scholarship to the University of Texas at Arlington to play basketball. He played all 4 years and graduated from UTA in December of 1994. He received his degree in interdisciplinary studies. Another thing I want to say is when we were Zoom meeting about all of this, pretty much all the guys that were young during that time, Burleigh and Travis, they were all like, oh, we got to put Sheldon O'Neill. I remember going when I was a little bitty boy to go watch him play. So if his family and friends could please stand, and if Sheldon could come forward.
Thank you. I'm really, 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 really honored. Vonce, I had no idea. You just made my day today, so I appreciate it. I just want to say that East Lawrence High School gave so much to me. Without the influence, the teachers, the coaches, especially my coach, Danny McCoy, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for his influence. He picked me up and took me to go take the SATs in order to get into university. A lot of people may not have known that. He called me to his office many times and talked to me about, you know, there are opportunities out there that you can take advantage of if you study, you know, make sure you take care of your athletics and your academics, and be more than you thought you ever could. And he was right. God has been good. I've been very blessed. Blessed life, and it all started right here at East Lawrence High School. So I'm very thankful, grateful, honored that I'm still thought of 30 years later. You know, I couldn't have ever imagined. So it's been a great, great journey, and I appreciate all of you and those who still think of me. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
You've got miles and miles of grass to mow. So you're going to need a machine built to perform, day in and day out, season after season. You're going to need a Gravely. built to mow the distance.
Find your new Gravely mower at Myers Equipment and Supply, 301 North Jefferson in Dublin.
All right, again, I think everybody's kind of noticing a common theme here with impacts. A lot of time you don't really see the impact. And of course, being on the field here at East Lawrence on a daily basis, you're always trying to find, I can tell a kid till I'm blue in the face on ways to get out of here. You can always leave East Dublin, all right? Amen. You can, it'll still be here. When you leave and go away to school, it'll still be here. It's not going anywhere, all right? You're not always going to have the opportunity to go, all right? You can always come back. And staying on about grades, I jump kids constantly. Who was in here this morning when Harris asked me, you checking classes today? Who was in here? Anybody in here for that one? They wonder why I can flip a switch and I get mad real quick and I go check class. I see a kid with a cell phone, football player. Get mad real quick. Actually, yeah, softball. Who back there? Who saw that yesterday? Yeah, go ahead. Bring her. You saw it. Did I check cell phone yesterday with Mr. Harris? Yeah, you saw a flip switch? Yeah, you saw that switch, didn't you? Yeah. Anyway, but whenever you have the true life cases and you can use that, it's a whole different ball game where you can show, here's somebody that got out of here versus me just telling them stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. And leading into that, this next person, you know, we had all of our discussions and started putting stuff out there. And, you know, when you lay people out there and what they're able to accomplish coming out of here, being drafted into the Major League draft is kind of a big deal. I would say that East Lawrence is probably not well-known baseball school. Am I correct in saying that? Everybody agree with me? I get an amen in the back corner over there. All right. It's not well-known baseball school. It's not a pipeline in the Major League Baseball. I just go ahead and let y'all know that. In case you didn't know that, I'm letting you know that now. All right. If you have high hopes of being drafted out here in baseball, this is not it probably. Okay? Not saying you can't. Don't want to squash those dreams. All right. But this young man, I think I've talked to him multiple times on the phone. Multiple. Excited, aren't you? Hey, and I'll be honest with you, this is one reason, I know me and Coach Hightower were up here talking, and the conversation was this is one reason why we're excited about doing this. Just because it's a chance for somebody to come back and you see why you do this. But the next one I got is Joseph Isaac. He's graduated from East Lawrence in 1974, led her both basketball and baseball. He earned awards as Best Offensive Player in basketball and Most Valuable Player in baseball. East Lawrence basketball team won the West Lawrence Christmas Tournament in 1974. That trophy is probably out there in that case. I'll just go ahead and let y'all know that. I went through those trophies. If y'all haven't been out there for the trophy case, by the way, let me pause for a second. Vonce, I don't know, your plaques, have you seen those over here? If you go out and swing over here, your plaques are in the trophy case. If you look, there's numerous trophies, a ton of them out here. A lot of them. There's probably still more up here. We ain't got them all out. Trust me, there's plenty of trophies. 1974, being undefeated in the West Lawrence Christmas Tournament. In baseball, ELHS won the sub-region and region and made it to the state quarterfinals in 1974. After high school, Joe Isaac was drafted in the 8th round of the 1974 Major League Draft. All right, 3 years in the minor league system as a pitcher, where he played in the Gulf Coast League, New York Penn, and Western Carolina League. All right, lifetime member of the Association of Professional Ball Players of America. After his baseball career ended, Joe attended Middle Georgia Junior College, where he received a full basketball scholarship. At Middle Georgia, he was awarded the Hustle Award in 1978. He was described as a big, quick, and strong. He averaged 14.5 points per game, and he pulled down an average of 9 rebounds per game. He was a member of the 1978 Region Basketball Championship team and was ranked 9th in the nation. He continued his basketball scholarship at Troy State University. He was 6th highest scorer on the team, was known for his defensive ability, and averaged 5.6 rebounds per game. Went on to earn his bachelor's degree of science, degree in criminal justice and social rehabilitation and recreation. Retired from the state of Alabama Department of Correction after 36 years of service and resides in Mobile, Alabama with his wife, Sheila. All All right, they have 3 children, Erica, Whitney, and Joseph. I'm guessing all 3 right here. No? Nephew, what's nephew's name? Keith. Keith Isaac.
He's standing in for my son that's flying in. Couldn't make it.
So is he gonna be here tonight?
Yes.
So we get to meet him tonight? That would be Joseph Jr. Whole family here. Big family affair. It's kind of big. All right. So the family friends of Mr. Isaac, please stand as he comes forward and accepts his plaque. And we're excited about this.
First of all, I give honor to God who has me here for this occasion. He is first in my life. And also, I'd like to go back to my East Lawrence years. It's truly an honor for y'all to have me here today. And I'm honored, to be here for this award. And I can remember some of the people here, like down on the end, Donna, but a lot of the other people, I don't know them, but I'm glad to be here to be a part of this. And I would like to say that East Lawrence is where I got started here. And by coming to East Lawrence, I was able to get my things going, which has benefited me throughout my career. And I also like to thank my wife of 40 years. She said 39, but November will be 40 years we've been married. I have 3 kids that, I'm blessed. They all have their master's degree, and, we are truly a God-fearing family. And like I say, it's an honor to be here. And you sort of like, you never know where things are going to go throughout your life. And I'm here to say that I'm truly blessed, and it's an honor to be here. And I'd like to thank the community here of this community of East Lawrence and Dublin for allowing me to receive this award. And you can tell I'm kind of winging it. I never made a speech. I'm not a speech person, but this is just coming straight from my heart. I never prepared for this moment here. But like I say again, I'm truly blessed to be here, and I'd like to thank the committee and everybody that put this committee together.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Ask Curry Maffett Insurance in Dublin if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, my name is Reggie Gay. I'm the owner and operator of Middle Georgia Insurance right here in Dublin, Georgia. We're excited about a new law that just went into effect on February 15th. There is a new special enrollment period with the healthcare marketplace. It runs through August the 15th, and for anyone that doesn't have current health insurance has an opportunity to get health insurance without having to wait for the next open enrollment this fall. This has never been done since the healthcare marketplace has begun. So take advantage of that now before time runs out. At Middle Georgia Insurance, we're continuously working and searching for right plans in the marketplace. Come by today and see us at 1307 Bellevue Avenue right here in Dublin. No cavemen, no lizards, just great insurance.
The next Hall of Fame inductee is Danielle Lother. Danielle played basketball and softball for East Lawrence High School. In basketball, Danielle played point guard, averaging 15 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals as a senior. When she was a sophomore, her team was the 3A West champions. She helped lead that team to a Sweet 16 appearance. She received numerous team accolades, including Best Offensive Player for 3 years and Team's Most Valuable Player for 1 year. In softball, Danielle played shortstop and pitcher. She led the team to a 19-3 record where they were 4A Southern champions her senior year. She also helped lead the team to win the 3A West Championship as a sophomore, earning a region runner-up finish. Her batting average was .667, and she led the team on the defensive end. She received the Leadership Award and Defensive Player of the Year for 2 years. Danielle earned a college softball scholarship to Middle Georgia College. She was a 2-time starter at second base, but played third and center at times. Her batting average was .258, and she had a .977 fielding percentage. She transferred to Georgia Southern University, but did not play softball. Danielle is now the head varsity softball and basketball coach. In her first year as head softball coach, her team gained a Sweet 16 berth, which was the first in school fast pitch history. Her team beat the top-ranked teams of Dodge County and Blakely. She coached her first Division I athlete in the fast pitch history of East Lawrence. She has won 3 state recreation titles, won 1 middle school softball region title. In basketball, Danielle is entering her first year as a varsity head coach. She has coached the middle school girls for 13 years and middle school boys for 2 years. The middle school girls team won the basketball championship, and she has coached in region championships games on at least 4 different occasions in both boys and girls basketball. She turned the middle school boys basketball program into a winning program in only 2 years. We are looking for great things to happen at the high school level. Danielle is married to Dwayne Lother, who is a social studies teacher at East Lawrence Middle School. They have 3 beautiful daughters, Deasia, 19, Deanna, 13, and DeAndrea, 12. With the family and friends of Miss Lother, please stand as she comes forward. Hello, everybody. I wasn't really expecting to give a speech today, but I do want to thank everybody that nominated me for this award. And I especially, 30 years ago when I was adolescent, a teenager, I was this tomboy on Highway 199, and it was a whole bunch of people that came to my house just to play basketball or to play softball or whatever. But 30 years, like I said, 30 years later, I wasn't expecting to get an award, because if you know me, I'm very quiet, like to be in the background, those type things. But what I do want you guys to understand is that even with being quiet and wanting to be in the background, I have some players here that are here as well, but working hard. And that's what I did, whether it was with the boys, because like I said, I was that tomboy. But working hard with the boys, out in the yard playing basketball, or out in the yard playing softball, it was just what I did. But my most important joy that I get just now, 30 years later, is just being able to give back. That's why I'm here, and I think that's why God put me on this earth, just to give back. I had a talent, and now being able to give back to the basketball team and being able to give back to the softball team is all I can ask for. That's just a humbling experience for me. As a community, as I'm standing here, I do want you guys to realize that we're all we have. So we need to make sure that all the people that are inducted, that we're giving back, and that we're speaking positive things in regards to East Lawrence, and want people to come here. Just like Coach Williams said, a lot of his players didn't leave and go to Dublin and go to West Lawrence and all this other stuff. And we as a community, and we as alumni, and we as Hall of Fame inductees need to make sure that we're working and pushing for those kids that want to leave to kind of stay here. But I said all to say this: I do appreciate being nominated. I do appreciate you as a community, and let's just keep working together. Let's just keep making this thing bigger and bigger. Chip and everybody else that had a part in it, and y'all, let's just keep working together as a family. Let's just keep pushing East Lawrence and making sure that East Lawrence is just as important as every other school in this county. Thank you.
So now I get to introduce my friend, Jalisa Agron. Jalisa graduated from East Lawrence in 2006. During her time, she played basketball and softball. On the softball field, she had the highest batting average from 03 to 04.
I'm just making sure it's right. Keep going.
She was also named Offensive Player of the Year in 04-05. Even though Jalisa was awesome on the softball field, basketball was where she really shined. During her freshman year, Jalisa earned an average of 14.3 points per game and 10.7 rebounds. She was the only freshman on the varsity team that year. In her sophomore year, Jalisa earned an average of 20 points per game, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals, and 4 assists. In her junior year, she earned an average of 19 points per game, 10.2 rebounds. In her senior year, she averaged 15 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, and 4 blocks. It's pretty good, Jalisa. In 2003, she was named to the Atlanta Tip-Off All-Region Team of the Year. December 10th, 2004, she was honored into the 1,000-point club. In 2005, she was named to the 3AA All-Region Team. In 2006, she was named ELHS Lady Falcon of the Year and the Exchange Club Female Athlete of the Year for Lawrence County. All 4 years of high school, she was named Most Valuable Player for the Falcons. After graduating from ELHS in 2006, Jalisa attended Georgia Southern University on an athletic scholarship where she played basketball for 4 years. In 2010, she graduated with a bachelor's in sociology with an emphasis in social work. In 2013, she completed her diploma in radiologic technology and immediately transitioned to MRI. And Jalisa currently resides in Charlotte, North Carolina, where she works as an MRI tech. Would all of Jalisa's family and friends please stand as she comes forward?
How's everybody doing today? Everybody that knows me knows that I am a woman of very few words. I let my actions speak for myself. Everybody that knows me knows that. I just want to say thank you for the committee for nominating me, and also to the committee for putting all this together. I think it has been long overdue for East Lawrence to get some recognition in the county. I think the only thing that would make this better is Coach Turner being here to finally see all his hard work that he put in me to finally get recognized. I look forward to seeing him get nominated next year, because I know that he will. And I'm happy to see some of my former coaches here, Coach Edwards, Coach Wood. They molded me as well. Just happy to be here, and thank you again for this award.
At Dexter Meat Company, we provide high quality, custom cut, certified Angus beef, and it's cut fresh every day. At Dexter Meat, we're known for our classic favorites, including barbecue meals, whole hogs, chicken, ribs, and get this, everyone's favorite, pimento cheese by the pound, baked potato salad, buttermilk biscuits, peach, blueberry, apple, and blackberry cobbler, cakes, honey, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, and more. Are you hungry yet? Too busy to cook this week? Then call 875-1234 and let Dexter Meat feed your family of 4 or 400. Dexter Meat, closed on Monday and open 10 till 6 Tuesday through Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or online at DexterMeatCompany.com. Dexter Meat, winners of the Georgia Barbecue Association Team of the Year. We are Dexter Meat Company in downtown Dexter. Drop by today and see the winning team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service in East Dublin. We're now offering tires and service for all your agricultural and farm equipment. At Lakes, we've got you covered on the road or in the field. Big truck alignment, industrial tire pressing, and commercial truck service. So join the winning team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, and now offering agricultural tire service. No matter where you are, call 272-4230 and our service trucks are rolling to you. Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, serving you at the same location right behind Thomas Auto Supply since 1954. So grab the family and head on out to the field. This football season, you're sure to be on a winning team when you join the team at Lakes Alignment and Truck Service, and now Agricultural Tires and Service. Lakes Alignment, East Dublin.
All right, so our next inductee is one of my favorite people here at East Lawrence. She keeps me on my toes, we'll say that. She will, if I'm not doing something right, I will let you. She will come and tell me, I promise you that much. But one thing that Miss Ramona Edwards is, she is East Lawrence through and through. That is 100% fact. If you do not know Ramona Edwards, and you don't, or if you think you know Ramona Edwards, we'll just say that, and you don't know that she's all about East Lawrence, and of course she is about the Clemson Tigers, so I will throw that in there too. She is 100% about the school, and she is 100% Falcon, and she wants to make sure that this place is represented well, and that this place is right, and that is very important to her. That is one thing that I know without a shadow of a doubt. So, here we go. So, Ramona O'Neill Edwards graduated from East Lawrence High School in 1985. She played basketball, ran cross country, track, and softball. In basketball, she earned Best Defensive Player in 1982, Most Valuable Player in 83, 84, and 85. She played in the Junior Olympics in 84 and ranked 7th in the nation. Ramona's jersey was retired, that is number 13, and she earned a full scholarship to Clemson University. Go Tigers. Her career highs were 1,462 points. I'll stop right there real quick. We were talking about the 1,000-point club. I got to tell this story real quick. And she said, we were talking about who should go in the 1,000-point club. We were talking about putting a sign up there. And she says, I know one that should go there, Ramona O'Neill. I was like, who's that? Didn't make the connection, but whatever, right? Didn't think of the maiden name there. So 433 offensive rebounds, 649 defensive rebounds, 539 steals, 576 field goals made. That is a 51% field goal percentage. Her all-time game high was 41 points and 24 total rebounds. Her team won the sub-region and region championship in 1984 and went on to the playoffs in 84 and 85. She was named the Dublin Courier-Herald Heart of Georgia Player of the Year in 84 and 85, the Dublin Courier-Herald Heart of Georgia First Team All-Star in 84 and 85, Macon Telegraph First Team All Classifications in 85, Macon Telegraph All-Middle Georgia ranked number 2 player in 85. She's also named to the Atlanta Constitution First Team All-State in 85, Georgia South All-Stars in 85. Ramona was also named National High School Honorable Mention All-American in 85. In cross country, she was named the most outstanding in 83, 84, and 85, and her team was named region champs in 85. In track, she was named most outstanding in 83, 84, and 85, and she set the school record in high jump with 5 feet 8 inches. It says 5 feet, but with 5 feet. It's kind of confusing. But that was in 1985. Once at Clemson University, Ramona led the ACC in steals in 1989, was named Best Defensive Player in 86, 87, 88, and 89. She is number 3 all-time leader in steals. Her team went to the NCAA Sweet 16 in 88 and 89. After earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Management from Clemson University, Ramona returned home to East Lawrence Middle School to teach computer applications and assisted Coach Charles Turner and with coaching the Falconettes from 91 to 93. Later, after living in Florida for a few years, she returned to East Lawrence High School as an assistant coach for the Lady Falcons basketball team. She was assistant for 2 years and then became the head coach in 2008. She has coached basketball and cross country for the past 15 years. She has led the Lady Falcons basketball and cross country teams for several state meets and playoffs. During the 20 and 21 season, they won the 2AA region championship. Hopefully y'all saw that. That was a pretty good season this past season. Kind of exciting, to be honest with you. She recently resigned as the head girls basketball coach. During the past 15 years, she earned a Master's of Arts degree in special education from West Alabama University, as well as an education specialist degree from North Central University, and currently holds the position of CTI coordinator at East Lawrence High School. And Falcon Athletic has always been and is and always will be near and dear to her heart. She resides in Dublin with her husband of 25 years, Willie Edwards Jr. Together they have 4 children, Javon, Jamal, Hannah, and Gabriel, and 6 grandchildren, Skylar, Dream, am I saying that right? Make sure. Joel, Jackson, Kobe, and Marley Rose. With the friends and family of Ramona O'Neill Edwards, please stand as she comes forward.
Good afternoon. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. I thank the committee and all of you for being here today, and the families and the other inductees. Congratulations. Coach Fleming said that he didn't know I had that many steals. Defense was my game. Yeah.
True statement.
True statement. Defense was my game. As a kid, I didn't play basketball. I was a baton twirler. Yeah. I can still do it, Coach Fleming. Talented. I achieved great things in twirling. But as I came to high school in the 8th grade, because 8th grade was at East Lawrence High School at that time, as a sub-freshman, a coach by the name of George Knight is who I played 8th grade basketball for. And I'm telling you, over in the Falcon's Nest is where we played. The floor was wood at that time. It may be carpeted now, I can't remember. But there were dead spots there. And you would bounce the ball and it wouldn't even come back up. Do you remember? But I was just quick. I couldn't shoot a layup for nothing. But I was quick. And so it began there. As a 9th grader, I played varsity basketball under the late Bernard Snellgrove. And just like Danny McCoy did for you, Bernard Snellgrove did for me. He was my dad. Everywhere I needed to go. Atlanta, Florida, New Mexico. He took me. He never asked my mom for anything. And as I went through high school and played, I had great teammates. I was reading something this morning that he had written, that he would have to fuss at me to shoot the basketball. I was a very unselfish player. Didn't realize in one of those statements that actually my highest scoring game, the 41 points, I only played 2.5 quarters. So it's been a great ride. I am East Lawrence through and through. And I will check you.
And you'll steal that ball too.
That's just who I am.
Yep.
I don't want you to have do it. Not for East Lawrence. I just don't want that to happen. My children are no longer here, but for everybody else that's coming behind, this is our legacy. I know some of you have moved away, but give back, come back. I walk these halls every day. Every day. That our children are not as fortunate as some of us were and some of our children are. So give back. Give back. I know some of you, I won't say most of you, a lot of you are Georgia fans. I'm not gonna say much because y'all get on me about last weekend. But in high school, that was one place I did not want to go to college. And I told my coach that. I'd had an experience there at a summer camp with the head coach, and I did not want to go there. I wouldn't even consider it. But little old, as Dabo can say, somebody from little old Clemson, by the name of Annie Tribble, the late Annie Tribble, and the late Barbara Dixon, who was Clemson's all-time scorer, came over there to watch me play one night. And it was up in the air whether I was going to go to Tennessee or I was going to Texas. And they came to watch me play. And I visited 2 schools. I visited Tennessee and I visited Clemson. Hands down, I'd do it again. Even with what Tennessee accomplished, hands down, I'd do it again. I'd go back to Clemson. I would. Because it was just like family. Just like here, the small town atmosphere. I've enjoyed the ride here as well as being the coach. As of June, I gave Dr. Collins my resignation. I'm still here teaching. But our children have graduated. It's a new chapter in my life. Coach Lother, Coach Danielle Lother, whatever I can do. I'm black and gold through and through. Whatever I can do. And if you don't want me to do, that's all right too. But I will be here to support. Thank you all for this opportunity. I thank my husband for being here. My husband of almost 26 years. He always says we've been together about 30. Hannah's here. Hannah's a product of East Lawrence High School. Gabriel was calling while we were sitting there, and I didn't talk to him yesterday. He's at Savannah State, and so he's like, I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, you didn't call yesterday. So, but thank you all for considering me, that hopefully I have been an impactful player, an impactful coach, an impactful teacher, and leader of East Lawrence High School. God bless you. I love all of you.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
I'm Tina Hester, and I recently retired from teaching at East Lawrence Middle School for 29 years, and this man over here, our principal, called and he was like, hey, don't you want to come back and work 49%? And I was like, sure. So I did it last year, and I'm doing it again this year. But when we got together, I was asked to be on this committee, and we were asked the team that needed to go in. A lot of teams were thrown up, and I just kind of sat back and didn't say too much. And I think it was Adam that said, well, I really think the 2003 state runner-up cheerleading squad really needs to go in first. And the 2003 state runner-up team is a team that I will never forget. None of us can remember where we competed that year. We've asked, we don't know where we went, but we do remember the things that happened. This team didn't really begin the work it took to win that year. They didn't just do it that year. They really started that work back in the middle school days. When these seniors that were on this team were freshmen, it was those seniors at the time, which is Dana Hall, Kelly Padgett, those people that took these seniors that are in here, they took them under their wings and they nurtured them. They followed them around the hallways. They made sure nobody was bothering them. I mean, it was kind of like mother hen, but they taught them how to be leaders. They encouraged them to do their best. They taught them how to lead, and I think they even cared for them. What I do remember is that we were going into the region championship as one of the favorites. We competed at region, which was held at Camden County High School. And after the performance, the comment was made by our parents, yeah, y'all hit the routine, you just look really flat today. We're like, really? You know. And even me and Cammie, as we coach, we sit there and we watch, but we get kind of hyped up in the whole thing of it too. But as we watched it back, we did notice that we were flat. We did not finish first, which would send us straight to the state championship. We finished up third that day, meaning that we had to go to sectionals to move forward to the state championship. The top 8 at sectionals would then move to the state championship with all the number 1 teams. In the 2003, the co-ed teams still competed with the all-girl teams. And it wasn't until the next year co-ed became their own division. And if you haven't watched co-ed, it's very entertaining. After finishing third at region, that put us in a nice spot at sectionals. And I remember telling my husband, Trent, who announced the state championships that year, that we really needed to win sectionals because it was going to put us in a nice little spot for the championship. We performed the routine that day as best as we could at sectionals. We placed first. We were so excited. It was the greatest day. That meant that we now moved to the state championship the next day against all the other number 1 teams and the top 8 from the sectionals. We made one change that day after speaking to our choreographer. It was the first time he had choreographed our routine. We had known Casey for years, but it was the first time we had actually let him choreograph our routine. And he said, can y'all hold those scorpions longer instead of going out to an airbest? I said, yeah, I think so. He said, well, it looks like you can. So you need to hold those scorpions and then full down. We're like, okay. We didn't get to practice anywhere, but we told the flyers, hold the scorpion, and then we're going to full down. And they did. When they called our name as the AA state runner-up, you would have thought that we had won the entire thing. We went nuts. We lost by 4 points to Appalachia High School, who was the co-ed team. We always called ourselves the best AA all-girl in the state of Georgia. A couple of memories about that year. I know that we cheered all of football season. We practiced over Thanksgiving and Christmas breaks, which they don't do now. Region and state was held in February of that year. It was honestly year-round. We had told Tori not to throw her round-off back handspring tuck because she was not landing it as clean as she needed to, but right in the middle of the routine, Tori does round-off back handspring tuck and then looks at me and Miss Dally like we're just kind of like, here, I did it. Another one said, winning state runner-up has to be my favorite memory. She said, I'm convinced you couldn't have made us any happier than we were in that moment. And I don't think one single person on the team was disappointed in placing second. In that moment and the moments leading up to that, we knew that we had worked hard as a team and honestly could not have asked for more. We were happy. Everyone had their own contributing skill, and it took every single one of us to pull off the routine. Another team member remembers stunning to AC/DC's Back in Black, and she said every time she hears the song now, she just starts counting in 8 counts. One remembers hitting her left heel stretch at state and being so excited. If you don't know, that's pretty hard because you're usually on your right foot all the time. Another favorite memory is being each other's support. She said that we had the greatest bond and were each other's biggest fans. 2 ladies said that their fondest memories are singing and dancing together at games and on the way to competitions. Mindy said, of course, she remembers winning state runner-up, but also being named to the top 16 Georgia cheerleading coaches all-state team. Christina said, state was very much like David and Goliath. It was a God thing. I wish Christina was here. She should be crying her eyeballs out right now. Before we took the floor, we always said a prayer, and then Shakita Wells, which we called Wells, she would say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And we would take our right foot and we would stick it in the circle. I think she thought we were all Catholic. At this time, I would like to introduce this team to you, and if you would, please come forward. I'm going to announce just the ones that are here today for time. Xana Fordham Tyson. She is the mother of twin girls, Chatham and Ellie, and lives in East Dublin and works at Freeman Sweat in Harrison. Tori Powell. She is the mother of Allie Grace, who's a student here at East Lawrence, and Troy. She's an accounting administrator at Garbutt Construction Company. She spends most of her time at church, the softball field, or somewhere with her children, and she lives in East Dublin. Ashley Harrell is a wife and mother to Jacob 10 and Tucker 8. She has been teaching for 14 years, with 7 of them at East Lawrence Primary. She's thankful to get to come home to teach and has even taught some of her teammates' children. And I think she still lives in Dexter. Hannah Vargas. She's a wife of 15 years to a pastor and a mother of 4 sweet children. She quit her job as a respiratory therapist to stay home to homeschool her children. She recently took the position of preschool ministry director at their church in Dallas, Georgia. Brittany Warnick Lancaster. She is a wife and mother of 3. She attended college but stopped to have her children. She and her husband own Proline Commercial Services here in Dublin. Tina Brantley Albertson is currently living in Alpharetta with her husband Kevin of 3 years and her stepdaughter Brooke. She has worked as a client service specialist at Bank, is that Ozark? OZK, okay. I was wondering. For the past 2 years and has been in the banking industry for 7 years. She enjoys sharing the stage with her brother and her husband in their country band. Mindy Horn. She is a wife of 15 years to Mother Addison and Anderson. She's a registered mammography technician at Women's Imaging Specialist, and she lives in Treutlen County. And Miss Kimmy Dally. Miss Kimmy Dally is now the graduation coach part-time at East Lawrence High School. And she and I coached for 25 years together. How many? 100? Jimmy, if we coached for 100, you were right there beside us. We do have one young lady living in Nepal. She's a missionary there. We have a cardiac nurse, some of them that are not here. We have one that owns her own self-storage building, and she's a CPA, cardiac nurse, elementary school teacher at Northwest Lawrence, 2 that work at Carl Vinson VA Medical Center. These kids are great people, and I am so pleased to have been with these ladies.
I'd like to thank the committee for selecting us, and I'll kind of speak from the coach perspective for all you athletes that got inducted. As coaches, it's nice that you went on and were successful in your sport in college or whatever, but our goal was always to raise good people. Our goal was to raise young ladies and young men that would come back and give to the society and were kind and caring. And I feel like each of you had those people in your lives, and I hope that Hester and I have been that in these young ladies' lives. We can always have friends, but we can't always continue to play ball or, well, some of you may. I kind of have to get limbered up, my ankles limbered up when I get out of bed in the morning. So, but I'm thankful for this group. All the memories that we have are not always necessarily about the sport. I told Ashley, I said, you want to come to my house after the thing before the ball game? Got an extra toothbrush, because they would always go and stay at Tina's house before the ball game. So it's not always about X's and O's. It's about relationships, and it's about teaching young people today to be good citizens, because in the world that we live in today, they're not always receiving appropriate information, good guidance, how to be politically correct and say that. They need all the guidance that they can get from people. So I appreciate these young ladies and all the young ladies that we've coached in the past.
And hopefully more of them will be here tonight.
Conservative treatment options are typically where we start with both knee and hip arthritis. So if you come in to see us and your hip is beginning to be arthritic or your knee's beginning to be arthritic, there's sort of a stepwise approach that we take. Anti-inflammatories, which are medicines like Motrin, Advil, Aleve, are usually sort of first line. We have prescription forms of those medications that we can use. In our elderly population, that becomes a little more difficult because they have comorbidities, things like diabetes or stomach ulcers or disease, that they can't take those medications, even hypertension. So we'll try to treat them with medications if it's appropriate. When it's not, then we go on to things like injections. So cortisone injections, or there's these things called visco injections or visco supplements, which are lubricating type injections that we can use to treat knee arthritis as well as hip arthritis to try to control people's pain. And a lot of times we do that for years for people before they get to the point where those are no longer working and we're ready to talk about knee or hip replacement.
Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center has been serving Georgia since 1996. Dr. Michael Sharkey, along with PAs Tony Lynn Herring, Rachel Westerbeck, Alan Manning, and Kelly Toller, have helped patients with Mohs skin cancer surgery, routine skin exams, and general and surgical dermatology. So come see the professionals at Georgia Dermatology and Skin Cancer Center, located in Aaron Office Park in Dublin. Call for an appointment today at 275-7546.
Well, we must be wrapping it up because I'm at the end. My name's Lance Padgett. I'm a graduate from East Lawrence High School here. I graduated in 1994. And I had the privilege to watch the Vonce Burkes and the Sheldon O'Neills and those people come through. And for those who remember the Falcon's Nest, we had a peg board where you climb up that board using those pegs. Well, I remember Vonce, he would put a 25 or 45 pound weight around his waist and he'd scale up that thing, and I'm like, he's a robot. How can he do it? And even basketball, Sheldon, I remember sitting at the top, and there was a big group of our guys that would hang out, and you'd slam it, man, and the rafters would shake, and everybody would go crazy. But it's just memories like that we hold on to. And each and every one of y'all that's being honored today, every one of you are deserving of this award. And I just want to say congratulations. Today I'm going to induct Miss Gail Johnson. Gail is a 1969 graduate of East Lawrence High School, and she has been an active member of numerous activities at East Lawrence since her children were in high school. Gail has been an active member of East Lawrence Falcon Booster Club since 1985, where she served as secretary and treasurer since 1988. She has worked with numerous coaches throughout her time here, including football coaches Doug Metz, Buddy Sorrow, Joel Watson, and that's just to name a few. Throughout her time in the Falcon Booster Club, you could find her in charge of the football, basketball, softball, baseball concession stands, where she has served well over probably 50,000 grilled hot dogs. And just to pause for a minute, the reason that I'm sitting on this committee is because I was, for the last 7 years, I've been the president of the Falcon Booster Club, and I just resigned from that to give it to new leadership. But being the president and Miss Gail being my treasurer, she was still in charge. So, and that's what I always told her. Gail has also served as a Lawrence County bus driver from 1987 to 2010 and a paraprofessional at East Lawrence High School from 1988 to 2012 when she retired. Gail is the daughter of the late Henry Snow and the late Mavis Snow Taylor. She has been married to her high school sweetheart, Herman Johnson, for the last 52 years. Congratulations, y'all. Gail and Herman have 5 children: Herman Chap Johnson Jr., Ivan Johnson, who graduated in 1989 and participated in football, wrestling, and baseball; Marcy Lynn Watkins, who graduated in 1991 and participated in band, softball, basketball, track, tennis, and served as the football manager, and she's also now the secretary of the Falcon Booster Club; Kevin Johnson, who graduated in 1992 and participated in football, golf, and baseball; and Victor Johnson, who graduated in 1996 and participated in golf and baseball. Gail is also called Nana by numerous grandchildren that attend East Lawrence schools, including Victor's children. Andrew Johnson, who graduated in 2021 and played tennis; Madison Johnson, a sophomore that participates in softball, football, cheerleading, basketball, and soccer; and Lindsey Johnson, a 6th grader that participates in softball and plans to play basketball and soccer. Ms. Gail Johnson is an active member of Pleasant Springs Baptist Church, where she served as the Vacation Bible School Director for 25 years and as the Sunday School Director since 1985. You've been busy. As you can see, Gail Johnson is very active in her community and here at East Lawrence Middle and High Schools. She was honored several years ago back by the Georgia Athletic Coaches Association for her service to East Lawrence Athletics. Gail Johnson has a servant's heart and is always willing to help and assist when needed. At this time, I'd like for all the friends and family to please stand to be recognized while Ms. Gail comes forward.
I didn't come prepared to say a speech. I was just going to sit out there. My job was to love them, to feed them, whether you win, whether you lose. You got to support the kids. You got to love them, and you got to let them know you do. And that's what they need, is support. A lot of them don't get it from home, so we have to be there to fill in those shoes. They know when you care, and I cared a lot, and I hope they know it. I fed a lot of them too, and I enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much for this support.
Somebody told me this is going to be an hour and 15 minutes, which tells me that I'm going to be everybody's favorite speaker because I'm last and I'm going to be the shortest. I'm not from East Lawrence. I'm from Morristown, Tennessee. My name's Lee Collins. I get to be the principal at East Lawrence High School, which is pretty monumental. And I'm not crying, but I do, because if it matters to me. My kids make fun of me and tell me I sound like Fozzie Bear. But I don't know how I landed here. It was a God thing, it had to be. But, God's winked at me my whole life, and I land here. And if you look around for a minute, I don't know y'all, but look around at the quality of people in the room. Now, here's what I think is lost on some people. People tend to think that that's the reality where they are. And I'm telling you, I've been in enough places to tell you it's not. If you look around, whether our politics are different, if our religion is different, if our opinion on something's different, it doesn't detract from the way that people care about each other here. So I've got something prepared that'll keep me from crying. So when I arrived at East Lawrence High School, I was struck by how important this place is to so many people. There's only 600 kids in the school, and it's important to thousands of people. There's some things you don't mess with. And I can attest to a statement that Coach Edwards made. You don't play with him. You don't play with Coach Edwards. You don't mess with the rose ceremony. What are you laughing at? Like, you don't even mention it in the context of that. And the Falcon's Nest, you don't talk bad about it. It doesn't matter if the electricity doesn't work, if there's no running water. It doesn't matter. You don't talk about the Falcon's Nest. Those are just two examples of what legacy and tradition mean here. And it's a legacy and tradition that has to be respected. And this place is important because of that legacy. It's the legacy that you all created, that you had a hand in create. Like, you created something, and you're a big man, but you've created something bigger than you. And each of you have done that. You all didn't become a part of that legacy this week. You became a part of that legacy when you accepted the position. Coach Edwards, when you tried out, when you played for, I don't know, did you play for Coach Turner? You ran track for him. When you put it on and you went out there not knowing what it was going to mean. And if you think back, you can remember how that felt. The dilemma of, you're going from middle school to high school, you don't get to go home and use the bathroom before practice, you don't get to go eat a snack, mama's not there to take care of you, but it was right then that you created that legacy, before you ever weighed in the first time. That's when you created the legacy, and I appreciate you for that, when you took a chance. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for helping us celebrate East Lawrence High School. And if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to let us know. If you didn't already know, it's a great day to be a Falcon. Yes. Woo!